being told every move to make. Christopher could not have done this without somebody putting something in his head.
Before we get into today's video, I do want to let you guys know that this video is for entertainment purposes only. Please remember to be kind to everybody, everywhere, in your everyday life, in your home, in the grocery store, and especially in the comment section down below. Please do not show hate to anybody, anywhere. Good morning, my lovelies, my beauties, my friends. My name is Christina and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope that you will subscribe, stick around, take a chance on hearing some things that I have to say. And if you are a returning subscriber, y'all already know. Y'all are my babies. So good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing today? I hope you all are having an amazing day. You guys, when I tell y'all I am bringing the heat today in this video about Chris Watts, we are going to be talking about a lot of allegeds, a lot of opinions, and some things that I have seen and heard and what has been going down. Before we get into it though, I do have a sponsor. Yay! Scentbird. You guys know I love Scentbird, and if any of y'all know me, you know I love my perfumes. I have to have every doggone scent there is because that's just how I roll. A girl needs options. If you guys don't know, Scentbird is a monthly subscription. You can just get one bottle sent to you a month, which looks like this, and each bottle of perfume will last you 30 days, even if you're like me and you have to spray it every single time you turn around because you need to be smelling good 24 hours a day. You can also upgrade and get 2 to 3 different ones sent to you a month, just like I do, because I need one in my car, I need one in my gym bag, and I need one in my bathroom. Scentbird carries all of the top name brands like Prada and Gucci and all of the good stuff. And you can also very easily go on their website and just take your little quiz to find out what type of perfume you like. If you don't know, some people just don't know. Some people have to smell or they need some direction. We'll just go right on their website, take their little quiz. The first question is going to be, how old are you? 21. Add 15. And then, are you open to trying niche brands or just designer brands? Designer brands. And then it will take you through the whole process. If you do the quiz, let me know down below what it says for you. I'm curious to what it says for you guys. Bella Essence smells like rose and jasmine petals. This one is Juliet Has a Gun. And this one is very light and airy. This isn't boom in your face. And Christian Serrano, Intimate Silhouette. And this one's a more, this one smells good. This is like amberwood. This one is like, I'm going out to a very expensive dinner and you need to pull the chair out for me. That is what this smells like. Ooh, you guys need to try that. Guys, don't forget that Scentbird also has all kinds of other products, wellness, skincare. You need to check them out. And if you guys want to try Scentbird, make sure you use my coupon code right here to get 30% off and come back and let me know what you got. All right, let's get into the Chris Watts drama for the day. So we're going to start off a little slow, if you're going to even call it that. If you guys do not know, Chris Watts's, I don't know, situation, whatever, has allegedly, I have to say alleged about everything, you guys, just, it's all alleged. Everything in this video is alleged. His family's kind of been tied up in a lawsuit, and let me tell you guys why if you've not heard about it, and I will leave an article linked down in the description box. Chris Watts had a life insurance policy for Shannan and the girls. $300,000 for Shannan, $75,000 for each girl. So of course, naturally, when they passed away, and this was through his work, he should have gotten $450,000, you guys, $500,000. Okay. Now, because obviously he took their lives, that could be considered like insurance fraud, life insurance fraud, or whatever. So he's not going to be able to get the money. Do y'all know that Chris Watts's family was down there fighting for that money? And so when they were fighting for the money, Chris Watts's parents, because I mean, they're saying like, Chris is our son. He paid for this life insurance. We should get the money, okay? Then you've got Shannan's family down there going, no, 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 no. He should not be getting rich. His family should not be getting rich when he took our daughter and our granddaughters and our unborn grandson's life. So they really went at it in court and they settled. We do not know what they settled on. That is not public records, but they settled some way, somehow. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think more of the lines that like Chris Watts' family should have got it because it was his job, it was his life insurance policy, it was his money and his years invested into a company, so his family should get the money? Or are you more leaning towards, this is a side that I'm leaning towards, you guys, Shannans' family should have gotten the money because he took their life, you know, and so therefore, you know, it's just crazy though. $500,000. Somebody is getting money. Somebody's getting almost $500,000, or they're splitting the money because Chris Watts killed his family. Like, now we're going to go into the unmasked video that the Unmasked YouTube channel did. You guys know I've talked about them before. I will leave them in this video link down below as well. Where Cherlyn Cadle, if you guys don't know who Cherlyn Cadle is, she's the one that wrote the book Letters for Christopher, and she was going and visiting Chris, CW, whatever you want to call him, in prison. She was writing him. Chris wrote her all of these letters, and we're going to go over, now she's coming out with another book, okay? Her second book is going to come out the end of November, early December. I never bought the first book because I started having all of that weird stuff happening in my house when I was diving deep into the case and talking about the letters for Christopher and all of that. And you guys know, if you've watched my CW videos, then you know exactly what happened. However, I do think I'm going to get this second book, and so let's go into some of the things she said. Now, all of this is from Cherlyn Cadle's mouth that she said Chris told her. The first interesting thing that she said was that Chris was never said he was sorry about what he did to Shannan and the girls until she said something to him. So Chris was allegedly writing this woman all of these letters, telling the stories of the different things that happened and exactly in his words how he did it and all of this stuff. And when she got ready to go publish the book, she was like, hey, you know, CW, you do realize that in none of these letters you have ever said that you were sorry. You know, people are going to pick up on that. They're going to notice that not in any of these letters, I'm putting out a whole entire book, basically. I'm paraphrasing what she said, obviously, but I'm putting out a whole entire book, and not one place in here you have mentioned that you were sorry. And he was like, oh, okay, well, I'll write a letter then, and I'll say that, and I'll add it in. Like, but then again, that is a certain personality trait, or a couple of them. There's a few personality traits that may not think to say that, but nevertheless, I found that interesting. Let's keep going. Another interesting thing that Cherlyn Cadle said about Chris Watts was that his eyes turned black before when she was talking to him. And whenever I was listening to an NK interview, she said the same thing, okay? She said the same thing in the interview. However, I see her saying that from a different angle. I see her just doing anything she could to throw him, this is my opinion, to kind of throw him under the bus to keep the heat off of her for whatever reason. And we'll talk about more of that in another NK video, because there is more coming, because I actually, believe it or not, do have more information. It just never ends. All right, let's keep going here. Another interesting thing that Cherlyn Cadle said was that Chris was terrorized when he was at the Colorado jail or prison there, and he was so miserable. And supposedly some of Shannan's like friends worked there and friends' husbands worked there, and they had to keep like filtering out these people that knew Shannan because he was getting terrorized by, I guess, everybody there, which is a typical thing. You guys know I've been to prison and it does happen. And she said that she saw Chris show more emotion, okay, and more like discomfort about how he was treated in Colorado versus how he felt about killing his whole entire family. Like, how crazy is that? She said he was more like uncomfortable and more bothered by the way he was treated than he was. Now, in that too, to play devil's advocate here, he could have made peace with it. He could have, you know, completely, you know, God has forgiven him, so he's forgiven him. Like, if he can do that, if he is serious, okay, if he is serious about God and everything that he's saying is true, because I can't judge nobody's relationship, but I can definitely have questions, okay? I can't judge nobody's relationship with the Lord, but I can definitely have questions. If he is serious about it and he has given his sins to the Lord and he has forgiven himself and he's just completely put it out of his mind, I'm going to tell you something. He is a way stronger man than I am. Because let me tell you something. I can't tell, like, the things that I do wrong, or if I hurt somebody or whatever, I think about that junk over and over and over and over again. Like, it eats me up. Like, even if it was an accident, you know, like you accidentally hurt your friend's feelings or something, like, oh my gosh, it tears me up. So if he can just throw it in the sea of forgetfulness and just move on, like, wow, you got one on me, Chris. Now, Cherlyn Cadle said that in this next book that she's going to be talking more, exposing the letters, or, you know, I don't really know how the format of this next book is going to be, but in the next book, she's going to be talking more about the whole, like, relationship between Jim, NK, and CW and their intimacy, the three of them. So I'm going to be very interested in hearing that. And in the next NK video, I'm going to talk about this as well, is that, like, you know, they were supposedly, according to NK, only messing around for 6 weeks. Okay. If they were only messing around for 6 weeks, baby, they just took right off. Right. I'm starting to doubt even that, but we'll get into that in the next video. I'm going to try to stay CW focused here. Cherlyn also said that in her personal opinion, she kind of feels like Chris has Asperger's, and she even asked Chris's mom if he did have it, and she asked Chris if he would get tested for it, because she said he is so very, like, a matter of fact with everything. Like, everything is just basically, he takes it as literal, which also is going to bring us more to some NK stuff in the other video. But she said that everything that you say to Chris, he takes it very, very literally, even to the point of, like, you know, they were talking about in this video about how when Shannan asked him to take meat out of the freezer, and he did, and he kind of stacked it on top of each other, because if you tell him to take meat out of the freezer and stack it on the counter, that he's literally going to stack it, because that's how he hears and sees things. The point of her bringing that up, the point of her saying that she feels like he could possibly have, like, Asperger's, is that she does not think that CW is mentally capable. And again, this CW does not represent all people with Asperger's. If he does or doesn't, I don't know. Okay. And the things that I'm saying right now definitely does not represent all people that are on the spectrum or has Asperger's or anything like that. We're just talking about CW. But she was saying that she did not feel like CW had the mental capacity to come up with all of this and plan out these murders and follow through with them on his own.
Christopher could not have done this without somebody putting something in his head.
She just feels like somebody else put it in his head. That's her personal opinion. That's becoming some of our personal opinions too, you know, and some of us don't have that opinion at all. But that is the opinion of the woman that sat there and talked to him and visited with him, was sometimes 5 hours at a time. Another interesting thing that she said was that CW told her that he would sit there and daydream about Shannan and the girls. That he even said that the girls, Cece and Bella, that their spirits were so innocent and pure that he really felt like their spirit could feel the evil in him. He said that he even got to the point that they didn't want to hold his hand and they didn't want to play in the water with him or anything. And he truly believed that it was because their sweet, precious little spirits could feel the evil in him. And I believe that. I'm going to tell y'all, because y'all already know how I feel about the spiritual world and the spiritual realm. It is very, very, very real. Can't nobody tell me that it's not. It is. It's more real than what we can see right here in our face. And the spirit of a child is so innocent. You know, children can sense things. They can be tricked. We know that. But they can sense things. Same things with dogs. You know, they can. But that's a whole nother thing. But, like, I found that so interesting. Those baby girls was sensing.
He told me that he felt like the girls were so innocent. And this is in the book. It's in a letter that he wrote. That he feels like the girls were so innocent that their innocent spirits could feel the evilness in him and that he was planning on killing him.
I mean, that is just so heartbreaking. Like, God rest these sweet angel souls. It's just so, so sad, man. Whether it was his paranoia because he knew he was getting ready to do something really bad, or whether the girls really did sense something, it's just devastating for the whole family, man. Just heartbreaking.
Another thing that Cherlyn talked about in the video was she said that CW said that God gave him 3 chances to back out of his plans. One of the chances was like, I guess the night before when they went to Lucky Dog or whatever that restaurant is or whatever, one of his friends called him and asked him to go to a game. And he felt inside like he should go to the game. He should do it. But he ignored it, told the person he had plans, and went with NK anyways. Now, that's interesting because why would going with NK the night before be one of those things that really reminds him? Like, what would have been the difference? You know, if he said that he had been daydreaming about doing what he did, why would the difference be one of the differences be that stands out in his mind that he went to dinner with NK the night before instead of going with his friend? So if he would have went to the game, that would have changed him versus going with NK. You see what I'm saying? There's more to the story with her than we know. In my personal opinion, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, you guys. And you want to know what? For anybody that sits around and thinks, why are these internet people still going after it? Why won't people just let it go? Did you guys see Don't F with Cats on Netflix? Baby, the internet sleuths or whatever you want to call it, the internet detectives, whatever, okay? It's a real thing, okay? So I don't know. I don't know, you guys. It's really, really weird. Another thing I want to talk about before a little funny something that we're going to get into is I started watching or listening to another video by Unmask. You guys, shout out to them. You guys go over and follow them. Tell them you are part of Baby Gang, leaving their channel down below. I started following a video where they interviewed a toxicologist, I believe he is, or something like that. He's able to read toxicology reports professionally, okay? And even though he was not directly involved in this whole Watts case or whatever, he sat there with the beautiful ladies from Unmasked and went over what his personal opinion was on the toxicology report that went down with Shannan and the girls, right? And Nico, even though, and they didn't autopsy baby Nico. If you guys want me to do a video on my opinions on all of that, I haven't finished watching it yet, but I can. But what I will say from the bit that I've watched is it seems like even the detectives or the people that were involved around the case, there was a lot of things in the autopsy that this guy, this toxicology guy, who said that he respects their review. He doesn't know why they did it like that. He wasn't trying to call anybody out or say anything bad about anybody. But it's like there was a lot of things that he would have expected them to look at in an autopsy that they did not even look at with the girls. This case is literally like Chris Watts admitted to it all and everybody else forgot about everything. That's me putting my personal opinion in there. Things that typically an autopsy, especially in a homicide case, a quadruple homicide case, things that they would check, certain blood levels and different things like that, they didn't even check it. It's like, this case is weird, you guys, so weird. And the last part is, for those of you guys that already know, and a lot of y'all do, Chris has gotten in trouble since he's been in prison. And you want to know why? Now, I'm not trying to laugh for any personal reason, but I'm going to tell you guys why. Chris had another cell, like mate or somebody else that was in his prison had their own cell, and his room was searched. And they found a pair of Chris's boxers in his room and some petroleum jelly. Now, there was some other items too, some deodorant and stuff. So I know where my mind immediately goes, right? But I reached out to a couple of people that I know, one who actually is a CO, a correctional officer in a male's prison, and another person who was a male that was in prison, because I know what we used petroleum jelly for as women. We used it for things like our lips, you know, Vaseline or whatever, our feet, keep our feet from being super duper crunchy, okay? Dry scalps, you know, maybe dry areas and stuff on we used it for makeup. I showed you guys, if you watched my jailhouse makeup video, then you guys saw that we used it for makeup, right? But I was just wondering, like, what all the reasons guys would use it for, or why Chris would need petroleum jelly, just trying to, like, you know, tick all the boxes, because I know what's in my mind at the very top box. So I thought that that was very interesting that the boxers and the petroleum jelly was found in there. And another reason why I find that it was interesting was because that guy came forward and said he had a relationship with Chris. Now, me and one of my best friends have really debated this. I'm like, it's possible. And then my best friend is like, it's not. It's been debunked. This guy wanted his 5 minutes of fame. But however, when you think about the situation with Jim, when you think about the situation with the other guy that came forward, and now the boxers and the petroleum jelly, it really does make you wonder who all Chris was messing with. You know, like, it's very interesting. What do you guys think? What do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section down below. What did y'all think when y'all heard about that? Chris is in there still trying to get his stuff, maybe, possibly for entertainment purposes only. As always, my loves, please do not forget to like this video. I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. Eat lots of food, relax, love all your family members. And until next time, I love you guys so very much. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye. Love you guys. Bye.